Monell is really, we're uniquely positioned right now because we're in a moment where the world is waking up to the importance of our senses, or how important these senses really are. For example, COVID has shown millions of people what it is like to lose smell and taste overnight. And it's really driven home how disrupting this loss of smell and taste can be. Meanwhile, we face many global challenges around things like food security, environmental pollution, and disease detection. And what's important is that chemical sensing sits at the intersection of all of this, all of these issues. And Monell has been building towards this moment for 50 years. The way Monell connects fundamental science to real-world impact, we start with the biology, the molecules, the neuronal pathways, the signals between our organ systems, and we follow this science wherever it leads. And it leads reliably to really important things that matter to all of us. Better nutrition, earlier disease detection, safer environments to live in, improved quality of life, improved health, really important things that affect our everyday lives. These senses are really where the outside world meets our inner biology. And so by studying them deeply enough, we are able to understand a great deal about how we navigate and move around in the environment, how we interact with our environment and each other. We can understand a great deal about what it means to be healthy. The reason someone outside science should care about Monell's research, or really everyone should be caring about Monell's research, is that we are studying the science about everyday life, your everyday life. Our senses really are what connects us to the environment we live in. What you choose to eat, what you find appealing or repulsive, whether you notice something is off in your environment, all of that begins with sensory systems. Monell is actually studying the science behind the decisions you make dozens of times in your day without even thinking about them. Smell, for instance, can trigger memories without us even realizing. A change in taste or smell can signal an early warning of disease like Parkinson's or an infection like COVID. Our internal senses regulate hunger, satiety. These systems are operating constantly without us being aware, quietly shaping behavior and health in ways most people never even consider. At Monell, our science operates around the principles or understandings of One Health, that our environment, humans and animals, are interconnected. Sensory systems, for me, are the original biosensors. They offer early warning for all three domains, animal, humans, and the environment. At Monell, we study how olfactory decline and loss of smell can be indicators of neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, years before other symptoms appear. We study how gut chemosensory cells that essentially taste our intestinal environment, can regulate immunity and metabolism, which is extremely important in diseases like diabetes. We look at how environmental pollutants can disrupt chemical communication in ways that can have huge cascades through our ecosystems, affecting how animals forage for food and even reproduce. We compare these mechanisms across species, across ecosystems, across environments, because the same chemical sensing machinery, the same approaches and mechanisms that help, say, a mouse avoid a predator, share deep evolutionary roots with the systems governing human health.